For the last 3 months, I've been living with a mystery right across the street. A man whose apartment lights have not gone off, not once, not for a single second. Initially, I just figured he was one of those work-from-home types who pulls all-nighters, you know? A night owl, a programmer, or maybe a writer on a tight deadline. I didn't think much of it. People have weird schedules, right? I'd come home from work, and his light would be on. I'd get up in the middle of the night for a glass of water, glance out my window, and yep, still on. It became a strange, constant feature of my view. But then, my casual curiosity started turning into something else, something closer to unease. It wasn't just the light that was always on, it was him. Every single time I looked over, he was in the exact same spot. Sitting at his desk, his back mostly to the window, hunched over a laptop. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence. I was probably just catching him at the same time every evening. But then I started paying closer attention. I'd check at 9 p.m., then again at midnight. And then, out of a morbid sense of curiosity, I'd set an alarm for 3 a.m., and every time, without fail, he was there. Same position, same stillness. It was uncanny. He never seemed to move, never stretched, never got up to walk around. Just this static image of a man glued to his screen. It was like looking at a photograph instead of a living person. The feeling that something was deeply wrong really began to sink in. This wasn't just a dedicated worker. This was something else entirely. The stillness was what got me. It was unnatural. Who can sit in the exact same posture for hours, let alone days and weeks on end? My mind started racing with possibilities. Was he okay? Was it some kind of elaborate prank? Or was it something far more sinister? The apartment across the street stopped feeling like a home and started feeling like a stage, and I was the unwilling audience to a play I didn't understand. The constant glow from his window felt less like a sign of life and more like a warning beacon. One Tuesday morning, I had an early flight to catch, so I was up and out of my apartment by 5 a.m. It was still dark outside, that quiet, pre-dawn blue. As I was grabbing my keys, I took one last, almost compulsive look out my window. My heart practically stopped. He was still there. But this time, something new clicked into place. He was wearing the exact same dark hoodie he'd been wearing the night before, and the night before that. Same clothes, same rigid posture, same intense focus on the glowing screen. That's when the full weight of the situation hit me. This wasn't just odd, it felt intentional. It felt like he was waiting. The stillness wasn't passive, it was active, patient. Waiting for what? I had no idea, but the thought sent a shiver down my spine. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared me for what happened last night. I was doing my usual nightly routine, getting ready for bed. I couldn't help but look. It had become a nervous habit. I peeked through my blinds, expecting to see the same old scene. The familiar static figure at his desk, and for a moment, that's what I saw. The unchanging man, the perpetual light. I was about to turn away, to just dismiss it as the usual weirdness, when everything changed. For the first time in 3 months, he moved. It wasn't a sudden jerk or a stretch. It was slow, deliberate. He turned his head inch by agonizing inch away from his laptop screen. And then he looked directly across the street. Directly into my window, directly at me. If you want to know what happened next, type next in the comments and make sure you re-following so you don't miss part 2.